No, you know, I mean, I think he's just Russ Agnew is kind of a bit of a throwback cop. You know, just does things the old way, just shoot first, ask questions later, and you know, he's a guy who's got a real moral center, and but is definitely a little bit rough around the edges. And he's a guy that was, you know, born and raised in America in the Midwest, and has a real affinity for trying to keep things right. And he also lives in a town that, you know, Battle Creek is one of these towns that was thriving and then just went through some hard times. And, you know, he's doing everything to keep his hometown safe. You know, he's a very altruistic guy, but you know, he tends to rub some people the wrong way. But it's all with an agenda that's all pointed towards good. And I think at the heart of the show, he's a really good person. He just has a few issues. Yeah, I mean, Milt's almost like the brother Russ doesn't want to have. You know, it's just, you know, Milt represents that kind of super cop from the FBI that Milt always heard existed. I mean, the Russ always heard existed, but didn't really probably believe existed. And now that you know, that Russ is not only face to face with Milt, but they're partners. It just takes on a whole new thing. It becomes a buddy cop show where the two cops aren't buddies, and so it's a very interesting dynamic, and you know, they're really the polar opposites of each other, but you know, they go about doing their things, you know, their way of solving cases and living life, which are at complete odds with each other, but really with the common goal of achieving good, and so it just, you know, madness ensues. Well, I think because they come at cases, you know, instead of having two detectives that are partners and they've been partners for years, and they're almost like a married couple, these two are fresh in each other's faces, and they bring diametrically opposed different ways of solving cases to the table. So there's times when Milt will do something to solve a case that I would never have thought of in a million years. And then there's me doing things that Milt probably, you know, read about in detective novels, you know, old Pulp Fiction type books, where I'm getting the truth the old-fashioned way. And so it causes for a lot of frustration amongst the characters, but it also causes a lot of respect and mutual admiration, I think. So, yeah, I mean, it's really a top-notch cast. I mean, it doesn't get any really better than this, you know, with Josh and Cal Penn and Janet McTeer and Eddie Fordham and Aubrey Dollar and Lisa Lapira and Damon Harriman. It's like an all-star cast, and you know, I just feel lucky just to be. I mean, I get a front row seat to watching these great actors every day, so it's a bit of a lesson. It's been really, you know, but Janet McTeer is just like, you know, you can't mess with Janet McTeer. So, and Josh is great. He's great to work with. He's got a great energy, and he's very enthusiastic, and yeah, I mean, I think we all wish he would bathe a little more, but other than that, I've got no complaints. Yeah, I mean, you know, I've tried to never play the same character twice. Even if you're playing a detective twice, it doesn't mean it's got to be the same guy. So this character is much different than any other character I've ever played, and which is the reason why I took the job. Because I saw that I could do something fresh, you know. And as an actor, you always want to do something new, and this is new. Yeah, you can't mess with the masthead on this one. It's a good one, and they're both real solid guys, and they, you know, obviously know what they're doing. So it was a bit of a no-brainer. Well, I think it's a new take on the buddy cop genre, in that we're not buddies. I think that the show is going to be a lot funnier than anyone is probably expecting, because, you know, it's an hour drama on CBS. I think a lot of people expect it to be like CSI or CSI, and it's nothing to do with that at all. And I think the people will be really pleasantly surprised that it's a real character-driven piece as opposed to a case-driven piece. So it's really about what's going on with the characters while they're solving these crimes. So.